Leroy Cruz, your life applications officer here. Got to use my screen recorder for this one. I watched a few videos today that sparked this video right here. One was this brother right here going back and talking about the one black lady. I'm horrible with names, but the one black conservative activist that felt that Black Lives Matter and their whole uh, defund the police thing was the dumbest thing ever said, and I agree. She said to refund the police, not defund the police. I agree. I watched this video with that. I watched the Jesse Lee Peterson video, I think. No, it was the LFR family. And he did a video about Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian and how she was pimped, as they put it, by her mom. Now, to me, that's that's outside of Candace's league. Like, that's underneath her league. Like, she shouldn't stoop down to talking about stuff like that. Like, like we're talking about Hollywood. We're talking about, you know, uh, some private, ignorant, demonic stuff here. Skull and Bones, the Illuminati, stay away from that nonsense. Like, don't try to figure it out. But she did a video on how Kim Kardashian was pimped. Okay, and all like that. And, like, there's nothing that Kim Kardashian could do or say that would surprise me. Okay? This video here I watched, and I have to share this one with you. I want you to hear what this brother has to say about this video that he did. Hopefully, YouTube won't, block me for copyrights or whatever that nonsense is. The video's here to be watched. People snag my videos all the time and watch them, and nobody gets flagged or nothing or shut down for watching my stuff. Why should I get it? But I'm going to talk about what he said and what she said. This video right here is part of the reason why I prefer non-black women. Okay? As far as companions, female companions, that are going to be, running with me, that I might go out with or whatever. Now, I love black women. But when it comes to black women, my stakes are higher. My stakes are higher. I guess I expect too much out of black women because of the current distress. Because of the fallen distress that's going on with black America, I expect too much out of black women. I expect black women to be like over my head. Like, you got to be better than me, smarter than me, prettier than me, well put together, more punctual than me. Don't have none of that black nonsense. Because I can't get it up for you when you got that black nonsense going on. But I don't feel that Candace Owens looked it very pretty either, talking about Kim Kardashian when that has nothing to do with conservatism. That has nothing to do with what she is known in the media for. Now, she wants to take shots at Kim Kardashian like she doesn't travel all over the country and run into these people. Okay? Like, she ain't like me, stuck up here in the suburbs, sheltered by all these immigrants that don't really care about what I say on social media. You know what I mean? You know, she ain't stuck like me. You know, I'm proud to be stuck in, covered up and hidden among all these people. You know, but this is why I have an issue with black folks, and I definitely have an issue with black women. I mean, guys try to talk to me about black women, and the first thing comes to my mind is, if she's anything like you, bro, if she chose you, your black behind, as a companion, don't talk to me about her. I don't really care. Because you out here dipping and sneaking around and trying to play two at a time, trying to triple dipple. You know, man, get out of here with that mess. And she know you tripling, dippling, or she's suspecting it, and she trying to act naive, or she actually is that naive. Man, get out my face with this. I don't care about your gigolo-ness, man, or your, you know, you being a ladies' man or a coochie crook or whatever. Get out my face with that. You know what I mean? You ain't coochie crook no good, godly, wholesome woman. Okay? Not none that I got my eyes feasted on anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, chill out with that. You know what I mean? The day that you decide to settle down like a real man, and you're able to find a woman that you expect to be married to you until you die, and to be faithful to you, and you're going to be faithful to her, stop the nonsense, then you can talk to me about, you know, you and your woman. Your woman, singular. I don't want to hear about you and women, plural. I want to hear that nonsense. I'm a Christian. What am I going to do with that information? I want to hear about it. And then you sharing secrets with me about this stuff like, oh, okay, yeah, you're right, I'm not going to snitch. But I'm not going to applaud you either, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't even want to know about it. But anyway. Let's do this. You go back a little bit. Right there. Okay.
Going on a date with a woman from every state. And let me just show you why he's getting a lot of hate.
Take this.
I think it's fair to say
Wait a minute, this ain't
that
short.
my guy has a type.
Why do I have...
But here's what really makes me mad.
Hold on, before she continues on,
Why do I have this when it's not short?
Let's say he has a type.
Okay, I know why.
So what?
No, that's not it either.
I feel like almost everybody has a certain type, or at least a little bit of a preference. Now, that doesn't mean that you know, anybody eliminates. You know what I mean? Like, if a guy has a preference for you know, shorter women, right? That doesn't mean if a chick comes by that's tall that, oh, no, she's not short, forget about it. At least I've never seen it.
Fair to say that my guy has a type. But here's what really makes me mad. This is the girl he went on a date with from Hawaii. Like, sir, what you not finna do? You not finna play us, sir. You not finna play us, sir. Then this is the girl he went on a date with from New Mexico, who is actually, if you look on her Instagram, from Long Island. So, sir, see why he's getting a lot of hate. I think it's fair to say that my guy has a type. But here's what really makes me mad.
Hold on, before she continues on, let's say he has a type. So what? I feel like almost everybody has a certain type, or at least a little bit of a preference. Now, that doesn't mean that you know, anybody eliminates. You know what I mean? Like, if a guy has a preference for you know, shorter women, right? That doesn't mean if a chick comes by that's tall that, oh, no, she's not short, forget about it. At least I've never seen it.
Fair to say that my guy has a type. But here's what really makes me mad. This is the girl he went on a date with from Hawaii. Like, sir, what you not finna do? You not finna play us, sir. You not finna play us, sir. Then this is the girl he went on a date with from New Mexico, who is actually, if you...
What you not fitting to do is act like you supposed to have something to do with this. You didn't meet this man didn't get up in your face and tell you that you got pretty eyes, or, you know, he loved your hair or whatever. You know, he ain't leading you on. You never met this man. He's a white man going after white women. Now you say she's wondering why, and I commented on her video, on his video, and I put in my remarks here, but let me repeat what I said in my comments. This man went around the world and he chose to date white women. He's a white man choosing to date white women. He's okay with his preference. And black women are the first people to say and criticize black people for stepping outside of their race. Even more than black men. Black women will, me and a guy today, a black man that I totally disagree with about a lot of things, but we agreed on that. That black women are the first people, and he don't even date outside of his race. But he agreed with me that black women are the first ones to sit there and say, man ain't supposed to date outside of his race. Okay, but she's mad because he didn't pick any black women. Which this man will show you here that all these women that he did pick, they ain't white. Just because they got stringy hair, that don't make them white. Just because they got nice hair and they ain't pitch black, that don't make them white either. They could be black, they could be mixed, okay? You know, but she talking about what you ain't fitting to do. You seem to forget that, like you might say out of your own mouth, lady, that a black man should, you know, be diverse with his own people and not step outside his race. These same women are going to sit here and say about this white man, oh, well, he ain't fixing to do. Well, what he ain't fixing to do is date your black behind because you ain't his type. He never. Now maybe if you wasn't on social media so much and you was traveling to all these different countries like he's able to do, maybe y'all circles will run into each other and he might throw another black woman into the mix. But obviously you ain't nowhere near his circles. So therefore, you know, but I remember when I was a kid, teenager, and there was this white girl that I wasn't even interested in. Back when I was a teenager, you know what I mean, I went after, you know, I had that hormone thing going on. I went after who was uncovering the goodies. Didn't matter if she was white, black, or whatever. And then, you know, I was going to church, and I would go out to youth camp and all like that. I know y'all tired of hearing about camp, but camp, if it wasn't for camp, I'd be a different person today. But there was this girl, her name was Missy Green. And there was a girl before her who upset me. She made me mad because she was doing the same thing. Like when I was young, white women would throw themselves at me. And I'm not saying this to be, you know, I didn't have to do anything, especially when now black women, I guess this is one of the reasons why I'm the way I am. Black women would like act like they would like go to my friends and cousins and that and talk about me. And they would do things that were mean. Like I had a girl one time who, you know, she was, you know, she wasn't really anything, you know. But we went together, we went to this fair together and we had a good time and all like that. And then she got on the phone and she just started criticizing me. You know, she went from everything, me and her was the same height, but she went from everything from, you know, me being black, and she was black herself. She went from everything from me being black to what I believe about the Bible and the church and all like that to my height, you know. And I told her, I says, well, you know, sweetheart, you know, that's a lot of unnecessary ripping you doing on somebody that just took you out, spent money on you and all like that. And you ain't even my type to begin with. Okay, I guess you knew that. That's why you upset. Okay, but you know, I don't care about you and your double chin. And boy, did I put her in her place. And you say that to a woman today, she'll slap you and keep on looking for another opportunity to slap you again. But I put her in her place. I don't care about you and your double chin. You and your double chin can talk about my height all you want, you know. But white girls used to throw themselves at me. And I mean, you know, everywhere I went, from elementary school to elementary school, middle, and high school, white women just like, if I became friends with one, she treated me like gold, you know. And it didn't matter if she already had a boyfriend. It didn't matter if her parents were racist. You know, there was this girl named Missy Green in church camp. And she was cute, but I wasn't even paying attention to her. There were some little fast butt white girls running around there. And I was standing right there with all the other white dudes, with my tongue out like a dog waiting on a treat, you know. I mean, you know, I was like, man, these girls are hot, you know. You know, but this girl Misty Green, who used to wear these cute little candy striper outfits, you know, like one of them candy striper nurses or whatever. She came up to me one day. She just started following me around, and finally I turned around and we started talking, and we became good friends. And we got in an argument one day because, you know, she was in a relationship with a dude who was, you know, trying to fornicate with her, and she turned him down and turned him down and turned him down because he wasn't walking with the Lord. And, you know, and so I was trying to, like, you know, and she turned me down, but she really felt bad because she really did like me. And I apologized to her for acting like a fool. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I mean, I understood, like, you know, she needs to be with somebody in her circles, you know, and the white dude that she was dating didn't work out right, but he wasn't in her circles either, you know what I mean? With his perverted self, you know what I mean? I mean, he wasn't in her league, you know. And, you know, I mean, I knew right then and there, you know, and my friend calmed me down, and, you know, I cried for her. When I fell in love with her, she was following me around, and I fell in love with her later on, and when she didn't want to, you know, respond to me, you know, it broke my heart. So, it broke my heart, and I cried in the car all the way back to Pittsburgh, you know, and that's the first woman I ever cried for, and there was no other woman, and all the girls, white, black, or whatever, that I cried for, okay? I cried over this girl. But she called me back, you know, because she couldn't make it to the next camp meeting, so she called me back. And she said she wasn't going to be there, but she said she wanted me to come down to her house. And so, my friend Keith, I talk about my friend Keith all the time, he wanted to come with me, and I'm thinking, you know, he said, oh, well, maybe that's not appropriate, you know, because I see you trying to get your, you know, your game on or whatever, you know, and I'm thinking, not really, I have to meet her parents, okay? And I'm pretty sure, you know, but I was prepared for this, you know, because I already done my crying over the girl, you know, it ain't gonna happen. But she wanted me to come to her house, and when I went to her house, she wanted to get away from her parents. She had a ball field, just like at camp. She had a ball field right above her house, and we walked up the hill to the ball field. There's a park up there, right above. They lived on the other side of the park, down below, in like the valley by the creek a little bit. And you know, in this little uppity up, you know, suburban segregated town she lived in. But we went, and my friend Keith, you know, he left and went back to the house. There was a girl named Nadine that she hooked Keith up with for a date because, you know, so that it wouldn't look, you know, so that he wouldn't be like a third wheel, you know. So, you know, me, her, Missy, and Keith, we went, you know, out miniature golfing, and we went bowling, and we went to the restaurant, and, you know, me and Keith paid for everything. And, you know, it was a smash, and the girls had fun. And then, you know, we took Nadine home, and then we went over Missy's house. We went back over Missy's house. And me and her were talking up in the field. And when I saw her, when we were left alone up in the field, I looked at her and I sat down next to her, and she gave me the biggest blush ever. This girl liked me. You know, she really did. But I found out from her father what the problem was. So I walked her back down to the house, and we had dinner and all like that. He seen me and Missy looking at each other across the table and everything, and he asked me to go for a walk with him. And I says, yeah, sure, where we walking to? He says, well, I figured I'd show you the field. I says, well, Missy already showed me the field. He's like, oh, really? You know. So we went up there to talk, and we walked around up there. We also went, I think he took care of chickens or something like that. Walk around a little farm thing he had going on or something, you know. And he showed me around the other places that Missy didn't show me, you know. He wanted to have a talk with me about Missy. He let me know that Missy's going to college. Missy's going to be leaving town when she leaves college. And I'm looking for her to, you know, she's probably going to get married in another state. She already got her life plan ahead. And I'm like, you know, oh, really? And so he wanted to make sure I wasn't the other guy. And he was like, what are your plans? And I was like, to be honest with you, I'm still debating whether I want to go to college or not. He shook his head like, I know what he's thinking. Yeah, that's typical for black folks. But, you know, I says, I'm not sure if I want to go to college or not. I'm still debating about it. I don't know if I should go to community college first or whatever. And it didn't happen, of course. But I could tell the way he kept harping on the idea that this might be my last day to see Missy. Missy's going to college and blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, we have one more camp session before she goes to college. What you talking about? You know, we'll still see each other. And I teased him a little bit without really teasing him. I let him know. I says, tell me more about this college that Missy's going to, because, like, if she's going to a good college, I need to go to a good college, you know. And he just gave me that look like, you don't want to go to that college. You know, he was just really, I could tell, without the man having to be harsh or tell me twice, he didn't want me with his daughter. I understood that, you know. So we go back down to the house, and it's starting to get dark, and Misty comes running outside. Where'd you take him? You know, and all like that. And so he goes in. She needs to have a personal talk with me. She says, what did my father talk to you about? And I had to spill the beans on her. And she was like, you know, well, I hope he's not making my plans for me because I'm still debating whether I want to go to college or not. And blah, 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 blah. So I realized what the guy was doing. And I told her, I says, he's just looking out for you. He's just trying to protect you. You know what I'm saying? You know, me and you have already had this discussion. And I promise to be your friend, and that's what I'm going to do. And no strings attached. I'm going to be your friend like I promised, and no strings attached. But, you know, who knows what the future holds? And she says, she agreed with me, like, who knows what the Lord will do in the future, you know. So, I mean, she really hated to see me and Keith go. She gave us hugs and, you know, and you know, I never forget her. I tried to find the girl on Facebook. I really like to know what happened to her. I'm assuming she done married at least once, maybe even twice, some white dude, and got kids, and She did go to college, and I'm assuming she did, but. But my point in bringing that up was this, is that I understand that, if a woman really, 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 really is attracted, let's say, to black men, if she's a white woman that's really attracted to black men, in my experience, okay, in my experience, she will, out of everything she gets along with her father about, that one thing right there, who she dates and who she falls in love with, they will have war in the family. I've met white women who have destroyed, or their families have allowed them to destroy their family because of her decision to be with a black man. The black man made more money than family. The black man was college driven, he had a PhD. They just did not want this girl with a black man. And so they just ruined everything, Or you could say she ruined it by being honest about, herself about what she really wanted, I've met women like that. I've met families like that have told me about situations like that, about their kids and their nieces, going through that, But, this woman here thinking that, people can't have their preference. She's just, we don't stop, okay, the world so black people can get on the train, okay? They got to get on the train at the stop, just like everybody else. Black people are not special, okay? You got to look in the mirror every day, and you got to look in the eyes of a man that accepts you the way you are, just like all these white people do. Okay, there's white women out here that are going after these hunky go-dory white boys to find out these boys like black women. And these white women never even frown. The only white women that you see caring about this stuff are white women that grow up in the ghettos. Okay? Or white women that, grow up in white ghettos. Okay? Sundown cities and stuff like that. They're the only ones that care about this stuff. Most white women I've known all my life, they've had boyfriends that dumped them for black girls. And they didn't even frown about it. They thought it was, I don't know if they thought it was hilarious or they thought it was cute or what was going on. But they were like, oh, he likes a black girl. Oh, wow, that's different. God bless him. They didn't get mad, Now, white men and black women are different. But see, it ain't all white men. It's white men that are from these white ghettos. Sundown cities, segregated areas and stuff that they keep segregated on purpose. That's not white supremacy. That's not white privilege. That's white folks purposely doing their part, so to speak, to keep their white neighborhoods all white and assuming that this will protect them from crime and protect them from trouble with the government and keep their cities pure and clean. It's not so much that they hate black folks, they just want to keep their neighborhoods pure. They come to work and work with black folks every day. They don't want to live with them too. Okay? There's a lot of black folks, like myself, that are like that. I'm the same way. I work with black folks every day. I'll go to work with them. I laugh with them. We talk about this and that. But I tell everybody at my job knows, I'm moving to the suburbs one of these days. I'm looking for me a city far away from Pittsburgh. And they all said to me, oh, you want to get away from black folks, right? I said, you darn straight. Okay? Not that I hate y'all or nothing like that. Y'all know I love y'all. We have a great time. But I'm tired of the liberal garbage. I'm tired of the victimization politics, white supremacy, white privilege, you know what I mean? You can say whatever you want to say about white folks, but they can't say the same thing about you. Then you want to tear up our neighborhood. You want to defund the police. You want to, just get on social media and hate on white people, but white people don't dare get on social media and say the same crap about you. I don't want to be with a black woman like that. I don't want to hang out with a black brother like that. I don't want to be in Pittsburgh right now. Okay? I really don't. But let me finish this, because there's more I want to say.
You look on her Instagram from Long Island. So, sir, if you have a type, you didn't even have to go across 50 states for that. Like, you...
Hold on. Wait.
He went across different states looking for white girls because he wanted to experience, he wanted to experience different white girls that were going through different cultures and coming from different backgrounds. That's the point. Different cultures, different backgrounds. He's looking for a white girl that's not like him. He wants her to be white, that's his preference, but he wants her to be different than him because maybe he ain't been to all these places. He ain't lived in all these places, okay? So why would he want to go all the way to New Mexico to hook up with a white woman? Why would he want to go to Hawaii? Now I gotta admit, some of these places, some of these places like white women don't never become islanders. Now there's a lot of white islanders in Hawaii. I mean tons of them. But not everybody that lives in Hawaii is an islander. They respect the island peoples, but they don't really consider themselves an islander. They don't really share in that culture. They're just as white in Hawaii as they are in Pittsburgh. But he chose to do that because he can. He wants to see what the girl in New Mexico got to share that he needs, that he don't already have. That's what he wants,
Wait. First off, let's go back. First off, she's actually pretty cute. So what does she expect? Like she expects somebody with color, melanin in their skin is what I'm assuming. She expected him to date a black chick or Latina or something. Hey, if that's his type, that's his type. Let him do him. And this is the problem. This is one of the major problems that I have with a lot of folks these days. Everybody, well, not everybody. I'm sorry, not everybody. A lot of people like to simply complain about anything.
Let me say this about you doing you too. Like I said, when I was a kid, when I was young, like when I would go to Pittsburgh and stay with my grandmother, I would see all these cute little, foxy black girls running the ghetto, Well, Ray Street wasn't a ghetto, but there were ghettos in our area. That part of Homewood, it back in the day was just glorious. Like I would leave home and miss it. I'd leave my grandmother's house and I couldn't wait to come back, but because of how good the neighborhood looked. But, it was bound to fall because it was really ghetto as far as the people's attitude. This was before it even became, like, filthy and dirty and run down and all like that. Back in the day, right after the Italians left, it was a beautiful place. But we knew it was bound to fall because black people were tearing it up. Okay? But nevertheless, when I was a child, I liked white women because that's what, when I would go home to McKeesport, where I even felt more comfortable, I had a lot of white friends. White friends walked right in my house. They didn't even knock. They walked right up in my house because my mom was always babysitting white kids. My mom had white friends and, She knew all the kids by names and their parents. If somebody's kid was bad and you was looking for their mama, my mama knew their mama. Okay? We all got along, and we all disciplined each other's kids. I mean, they all disciplined each other's kids. And back in the day, I remember white people telling me how to sit my behind down. I remember, even in middle school, you know, my white teacher, he punched me in the face because I wouldn't stop fighting this dude. Because he punched me in the face because he didn't want me to get suspended because he liked me. Y'all saying, oh my God, but seriously, he did. And he just tapped me a little bit. There's no blood or bruising or anything. But I was tearing, you know, now that, you know, they was grabbing on him, they grabbed a hold of the dude, and I went welling on him, you know. I was mad, you know, and, you know, he says, you want to get suspended too? I'm trying to save you, you know. And that kid got suspended. Even though I put more bruises on him than he did me, they knew he started. They didn't have to beat her to know he started because they know what kind of person I am. And he was way taller than me and all like that. They knew what he was doing. So, you know, they hit me in the face. My coach hit me in the face. But he got suspended. I went home and there was never nothing said to my mom or anything about it. Coach Richards kept it. I even remember his name, Coach Richards. I forget his first name. But I don't know if that was his first name or his last name. It was Richard. They called him Rich. Rich or Richards, one. But Coach Richards kept it silent. He didn't tell my mom, and he didn't tell the rest of the school. He didn't take me to principal's office. They brought us both into school with our hands tied behind our backs, and he got sent home. I was the victim, even though I had the last shots. But they knew what he did. And the kids, believe it or not, that were there on the basketball court, they told the truth. I couldn't believe it. Well, one of them told the truth. The rest of them lied. They said I was crazy. No, they know that dude came over there and punched me in my face, shoved me, hit me in the face with a basketball, did all these kind of things to me, all because he didn't want to wait his turn to play. And the guy that I was playing, I was able to beat him with my short self. So he wanted to come in here and be impressive. And the dude told him white boy told him to wait till the next game. When white boy seen he wanted to fight, he walked off. But I was like left there holding the ball by myself. He's like, you know, you gonna play with me or you gonna eat this ball. And he called all those boys over there, and I says, you gotta get your own ball, man. You ain't getting my ball. This is my ball. You got rid of my team, so I'm keeping my ball. You know. And he tried to take my ball off me, and we got in a big fight, and he was beaten. He tried to make me eat that basketball, and everybody was laughing. Till they came over there and broke it up, and I went off on that boy, you know. I got him good. But, you know, back then, you know, there were girls at Reisenstein Middle School that I liked. Black girls that talked to me, but no black girl ever treated me like white girls did. You know, and I'm saying this from experience. I'm not saying this from racism. Y'all think I'm just being racist to mention it, but it's the fact. It's true. No black women ever treated me like white women treated me. White women always treated me like gold. Even if we wasn't going to go out, even we weren't going to take each other serious or whatever, they treated me like gold. They included me. They invited me. They just showed me that, you know, how they were interested in me. Not like that. Black girls would do crazy things like show me how much they hate me, and, you know, like I talked about that one girl that my friend hooked me up with. You know what I mean? Say evil things to me. Okay? And take shots at me and that. And then think that's supposed to spark some kind of romance. No. That you're a witch. Okay? Get out my face. Like, you know what I'm saying? You think that's supposed to, you gonna come back later and tell everybody that you like me? And I didn't know how to step up to the plate. You know, you didn't know how to step up to the plate, witch. Okay? You didn't know how to step up to the plate. You know, you was constantly being mean and ignorant and nasty and thought that was supposed to spark romance. Then you wonder why you alone all the time, you know. But these white girls used to treat me like gold. And to this day, they still do, you know. But, you know, after, dating, some white women right before I got married, and I married a black woman, by the way, and then dating white women afterwards, trying to go out with white girls and all like that. Um, I as I got older, I started being curious about other melanated races. And the first time I seen an Asian girl with a black eye, you know what I'm saying? Um, I just felt like Asian women ain't supposed to date white men; they supposed to date black men, And I just think Indian women, I just think everybody looks good with a black man. I might be racist. I don't know. I just think all women, I told my white friends this, he says, man, you're off your top. But I do. I feel like, where we at here? I feel like all melanated women look good with black men. Well, I feel. Except for Mexican women. Mexican women look good with their own. But Asian women look better with black men. Asian men look better with white women, depending on what kind of white woman it is. You know what I mean? But I think all melanated women look better with black men. Just the way I am. Like even Italian women, even women that are like, Greek, which they still have white skin, but the hair and the attitude and the swagger of these women, they belong with a black man, The only thing to me that looks good with a white man is a white woman. Everybody else belong with a black man. The Asian men, don't go get their women. The women pick them. If an Asian woman don't reach out and grab an Asian man, he'll be alone. He'll never. I've never seen an Asian man rap to an Asian woman. I've seen an Asian man talk to an Asian woman about his day, small talk about chemistry class and all like that. But I've never seen an Asian guy tell an Asian woman how beautiful she was, or ask her out to dinner, or anything. I've never seen that. I've seen Spanish guys ask Spanish women out. I've seen Indian guys rap to Indian babes. You know what I'm saying? Black and white, but never seen an Asian dude rap to an Asian woman. I've seen Asian women go out and she ain't even got to talk. All she got to, and the Asian boy know to get off his butt and come running, Your turn, But, it's not a racist thing. Just that way. Like, it started off with white women. Okay? And, back in the day when I was real young, just coming up in church as a youngster, middle school age and that, all women were glorious to me, My preference was a pretty face woman, period. You know what I'm saying? But just recently, I've become more turned on and more yielding to non-American women, like immigrants, like Asian, Indian, Arab mix, Arab and Asian mix, you know what I'm saying? Everything from, the Middle East to Japan to Thailand, the Philippines. Thailand and Philippines. Oh my God. Whew. And I had a run-in with, one Asian girl. But the problem with that was she was another man's fiance. They were about due to get married. And I had to let her know in a nice way, I'm not for play. Your husband is a good friend of mine. Your crippled husband is a good friend of mine. I would never do him like that. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. You know, he's a good friend of mine. I'm not going to do that. But I think she did get caught. I think the wedding never happened. I think people snitched on her and some of her actions, and, you know, they finally told her, like, you know, you can go back to the Philippines, or if you think you can settle down here somewhere, that's fine. I think she found herself another man like that, because she's pretty enough, and moved in with him, you know. But let me finish this. I'm out of time. Let me finish this.
This had nothing to do with her. And she's over here complaining. Oh, well, you're not gonna play us. Ain't nobody playing it. He don't care about your opinion. Let him do him. All right? What is wrong with him dating this young lady here, or going on a date with this young lady here from Hawaii? What's wrong with it? I'll wait. What, she's jealous because he went